Okay. Oh, mic check. Mic check. We good. Okay. It looks like we are streaming. Dun 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 dun. Get logged into the stream on my laptop so that way I can make sure to always have chat up. What's up, Sassy the Sasquatch? Gotta say, I love your name. That's a proper name right there. And what else? I had something else I needed to do to prepare, I think. Oh, this is my water. It's about half full, a little less than half. That'll be fine. That'll do. So, let's go ahead and scooch a little bit closer here and start things up for today. Today's stream is 100% a Korean lesson themed stream. So that being the case, I know it's not going to be the most entertaining. It's not going to be the most fun maybe for y'all to watch, but as I do state quite often when I do these Twitch lessons, these Twitch stream lessons, it's much more so for me, to force me to vocalize my practice. So that being the case, let's go ahead and get started. Let's get started proper style. Where's my lighter? Y'all's got your bowls ready? Let's do this in 3, 2, 1.
It's time for another motherfucking dose. Talking daily, got another fucking episode. These highs, spirit is fly. Cut me off a flash, just gonna
Yeah. And also, this being a Korean stream, we have to start it out proper with a K-pop song. Now, usually, always, when I do this, it is a K-pop song that's sung in Korean. However, there's a band that I like that released a video for the English version of their song. So let's go ahead and give that one a listen. Yo, what's up, T? How you doing today, my dude? The band is Pixie. The song is called Bewitched. Got a little bit of soju left here, about a third of the bottle. Let's full screen this. After a sip, I mean, it's only right to follow it up with the toke. Cheers. Hey, guten Morgen.
situation that I build a chain in. See the beauty in the pain, I invite me. Empty on myself and I wanna be you. I just want you to control
Hey, cheers, DJ Steves. I have been well. Been quite well, actually. Thank you, sir.
Different paradise and feelings alive. Just let's get us going. Never chasing the chance. Here we go. We're the big thing.
Big rich in hunger, in hunger. Big rich.
Let's try.
Do I have Venmo? I do not, actually.
Me and you in this night. Coming closer. Coming over to go inside. I'm totally scared. You brought me to be with you. Just breaking free. Can't focus on you. I cannot focus on you. Turn me into life.
So, there's my little cheesy start to my Korean lesson themed streams. From here on out, we're going to be going through the lessons of level 3 from the Talk to Me in Korean curriculum. In my opinion, this is an absolute gem of a resource, of a learning tool, because everything that I've done with this website is on their 100% free side of things. Well, mostly, I mean, I opted into buying the textbooks and the workbooks for levels 1 through 5, but they're 100% optional. They're not necessary. All this right here is a part of their free content on their site. And this is, level 3 of 10. Currently, I'm on level 5. I just finished level 4 yesterday. Dun, 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 dun. So I figured that it's a good time to go back and rehash the past levels, because there's a lot of information that I took in, but I didn't properly practice. Oh, and yes, I am still in the state of Hawaii, still living on this island of Maui, and I still absolutely 100% love it. Living on an island, man, especially an island chain as remote, as isolated as Hawaii is. Yeah, obviously we are still part of the United States, and that factors into a huge part of the convenience and of living on an island. But we are still literally one of the most remotely populated places in the world. But I love it. So yeah, just finished level 4, but we're going back into level 3 today, because yeah, I don't properly practice a lot of things. So some things, like how to say too much or very, nomu, I know that I got it down solid. Same with go, and I remember some of these, not all of them. Huye, huye and tuye, I confuse those two. Yope, I don't remember yope, actually. Must be on top of. But so yeah, we're gonna go back and go through some of these. So even though I do know the usage of nomu, there's still probably some vocabularies that I'm not too great on. So we're just gonna go through basically and read all of this stuff, because why not? Nomu koyo. Yo, oh, I did not cut the beard. I forgot. It's in my work configuration. So every day for work, I literally put the beard up. I put it in, a little, I don't know what to properly call it. It's not a bun. It's basically a bun. So I braid it about halfway, and then I take it and whoa, this is weird. So I just take it and then I wind it, up like that, and then I tie it up like that, and that's its work configuration. So let me pull this out. Let me release the beard. before I actually get into anything here. Nothing's better than a live token daily. Hey, cheers, Mike. I have fun with the live shows. I don't often do them on YouTube at night. Well, because, you know, nighttime in the United States on the mainlands is a lot less people available to catch the stream. However, it makes it a little bit easier, perhaps, maybe, for some of the global audience to join in on things. So it works. Plus, for decades of my life, I was that night owl. When I saw content that I appreciated, that I liked, that I wanted to watch, that was like live, late at night, or freshly uploaded, maybe. I hopped in on it. I loved it. I loved it because, yeah, night owl life, I guess. Cheers. I appreciate you, Joshua. 너무 비싸요. It's too expensive. 너무 팔아요. 너무 어려워요. The word difficult in Korean is literally difficult to say. It's pronounced 어려워요. Wait, the last yo isn't necessary. 어려워. 어렵다 is the proper way to say to be difficult, but to say something in the present tense, it is difficult. And if you're talking to somebody in a casual but polite way of speaking, it's pronounced 어려워요. 너무 시끄러워요. 시끄러워요. It's noisy. I'm unfamiliar with the term noisy. 시끄러워요. 시끄럽다. 시끄럽다. 소윤, you are tall. 소윤 씨, 너무 커요. This is too expensive. 이거 너무 비싸요. Someone speaks too fast. 말이 너무 빠르요. The Korean language is too difficult. 한국어 너무 어려워요. 아니요. 쉬워요. It's too noisy here. 여기 너무 시끄러워요. 너무 여기 너무 시끄러워요. 시끄러워요. I am stumbling over that, and I'm seriously not even that high or drunk. I'm just my tongue is twisting over this vowel, or this syllable always gets me. And this syllable and this syllable are fairly simple. The difference is just basically the letter Y in front of the vowel. It turns it from a O into a yo, but put a R in front of that, and then it's just royo. 시끄러워요. Colloquial usage. No, very quite. 너무 맛있어요. 너무 좋아요. 너무 잘했어요. 너무 멋있어요. 이 피자 너무 맛있어요. 이거 너무 좋아요. 석진 씨 너무 잘했어요. 저 모델 너무 멋있어요. In the past, 너무 was only used in negative senses. Oh. Okay. 너무 더워요. About to start sipping on some Slipknot whiskey. I'm unfamiliar with Slipknot whiskey. Oh, cheers to the GDP. I got, oh no, it's not the Mac anymore. I was smoking on the Mac earlier today. My favorite Korean cuisine? Tough. I love me some tteokbokki. I love me some properly marinated seasoned bulgogi. I love a good kimchi stew. Champong spicy soup. I haven't had the champong. And what is it? I still haven't tried a black bean noodles either. That's 정잡정? I forget. pronunciation. And I am a fan of kimchi. I have me some plenty of kimchi. But my favorites are definitely it's a dead tie. It's buying both a tteokbokki and a freaking bulgogi. Eating about half or so of the bulgogi straight, about a half or so of the tteokbokki straight, and then I just start mixing it, taking the beef and dipping it in the tteokbokki sauce. So good, so good. Mm. Mm. Then there's a kimchi bokkeumbap, kimchi fried rice. All of the fried rices are good if you're cooking it right. That's why Korean food as a whole is so good. Highly recommend to anybody who has the availability to go to a Korean barbecue place. If there is one in your city and you've just, you're aware of it, but you never stopped in, I highly suggest stopping into a Korean barbecue. Their everything is good, especially if you like spice. Especially if you love that spice, because Koreans, they love that spice. If you don't like spicy food, well, there's Korean food that is without spice, but oh, and cheers, Eric Mack learned a lot from me. One of the things I did try to do is be informative in whatever way. Oh, and sorry, that internet guy. I'm just going up the this chat log right now. 안녕, 안녕하세요. You tried. Hey, an effort was made, and it was appreciated. And cheers, Joshua. It's 1:13 in the morning there in Minnesota. Have yourself a great night, because again, I know it is pretty late in most places in the continental United States right now. It's only 8:19 here right now. So it's still in the prime of my PM. It's getting late in my day. I'm an early bird nowadays. It's like 9 o'clock sometimes, and I'm like, well, off to sleep I go. Anyways, linking verbs with go. Another lesson I do quite know. It's fairly simple. Just shortening kurigo to go and adding it at the end of your sentences. So you say stuff. You would say stuff in the long form like 이 책은 재미있어요. 그리고 이 책을 샀어. Not 샀어. 이 책은 사요. This book is interesting, and this book is cheap. Or you can say it like, oh yeah. First they're saying the check is redundant, so you can drop the check, so you don't have to say it twice. 이 책은 재미있어요. 그리고 싸요. Or you could just say 이 책은 재미있고 싸요. 재미있고 싸요. 재미있고 싸요. 네. This book is interesting, cheap, and good. 이 책은 재미있고 쌌고 좋아요. I met a friend yesterday and saw a movie. 이제 친구로 만났고 형과를 봤어요. Met a friend and saw a movie. Okay, we'll go to the next lesson here, because again, I do know that's a pretty simple lesson overall. I want to kind of review some of them that I am unawares of. In front of, that is 앞에. Where's 어디였어요? Where were you? 어디에 있었어요? Or will you be? 어디에 있을 거예요? 앞에, 뒤에 is back, behind. 옆에 is on the side, to the side of. 후에, on top. And 밑에, under, below. Okay, so 자동차 후에. 자동차 위에, on top of the car. 자동차 위에. 자동차 앞에. 자동차 앞에 있어요. Where are you going to meet your friends? 친구들 어디에서 만날 거예요? I'm going to meet them in front of the bank. 은행 앞에서 만날 거예요. Behind the bank. 은행 뒤에서 만날 거예요. I'm sleeping on the sofa. 소파 위에서 자고 있어요. I'm reading a book under the tree. 너무 밑에서 책을 읽고 있어요. What's up, Andre? I have been well indeed. Cheers at ya. You picked up some Bard pieces. That's awesome. Bard is an artist I absolutely was always proud to be able to support in whatever way I was able to. Okay. So, once again, the ones I was uncertain of. Tui, I knew that was behind. It was Huye and Yope. Yope beside. And Huye on top of. Okay, shall we? I wonder. That one I know quite well, so we'll go ahead and skip that home. Approximately. About that one I know. Future tenses, the ulkoyo versus ulkeo. That one I'm pretty sure I know because you use ulkeo in like when you're talking about something that will be done in response to something. Like that's the current conversation. So you're like, hey, you should study. And you're like, okay, I will study. That's when you use ulkeo versus ulkoyo. Two distinctly different purposes. Take a look at ulkoyo, the most basic way to express a future plan or action. To use this ending, attach it to the end of a verb stem. Not related to or affected by the reaction or the request of the person in the conversation. So it doesn't matter what you say. This is probably already planned out. 친구로 만날 거예요. I'm going to meet friends. Because you're planning to meet your friends no matter what the person who asked you says. Versus 올게요. Focuses on actions or decision as a reaction to or as a result of what the other person says or thinks. Right. It's the caps. They burn it into our brains. Like, this is why. This is the difference between 올게요 and 올거예요. I'm going to study. I will study. 공부할 거예요. Regardless, I was planning on doing that already. 공부하지 마세요. 방해하지 마세요. 공부할 거예요. 공부할게요. If you say so, I'll study. Fine, I'll study. Okay, I'll study. Yep, okay, got that one. Linking verbs with yoso. Already got that one down pat. Just the shortened version of kureso. Just like the earlier one where we did go through some of the things where talked about kurigo. Well, that's kureso. Kuraso. So I got that one. To seem like. To look like. Katayo. That one I pretty much know too. I don't really use it in form of this. There's another word that goes before this, kokatayo, that I'm plenty familiar with. So let's rehash this one. So it's used to say, it's similar. Seems like, right. 하고 is Tokyo, similar to Seoul. 도쿄는 서울하고 비싸해요. 참위는 멜론하고 비싸해요. melon. They're the same. It's the same as 이거랑 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 같아요. Is this the same as this? We have the same age. 우리는 나이가 같아요. Okay, it is the same. Ah, see. Okay. However, the word 같다, which means to be the same without the particles 랑 or 하고, has different meaning. So looks like 커피 같아요. 커피 곧 같아요. I think it is coffee. 거짓말 같아요. 거짓말 같아요. Seems to be a lie. It is a robot. 로봇 같아요. That person is like a robot. 저 사람은 로봇 같아요. 경은 is like an angel. 경은 씨는 천사 같아요. 천사 같아요. 현우 씨는 천체 같아요. Seems to be a genius. 천체. That story sounds like a lie. 그 이야기는 거짓말 같아요. 이 강아지는 고양이 같아요. This puppy is like a cat. 이 강아지는 고양이 같아요. Okay. To look like 눈 것 같아요. So basically, sort of kind of same thing, except different, because you're adding a different word in front of it. The word, basically, thing. In samples above, coffee and person are nouns. The usage of kateo is fairly simple and straightforward. Just add kateo after nouns. When using kateo with verbs, however, the verb needs to be changed into its noun form. There are different ways to change a verb into a noun, but 눈꽃 will be used here. Descriptive verbs. Verb stem plus 우는 것. 예쁘다 becomes 예쁜 것. Being pretty. Something pretty. The thing, 것, that is pretty. 예쁜. Action verbs gets the 눈 것. So like, to speak, it's an action. 말하다, to speak. 말하는 것. Oh, and what's up, Andre? Sorry, I didn't see your chat channel. Oh, I did see that one. Damn, I just forgot. Josh, though, what's up, my dude? Another Minnesotan in the house. Nice. Where at Minnesota is you from? I grew up close-ish to Minnesota in southern central North Dakota. Well, all central North Dakota. Minot, Bismarck, Mandan, Lincoln, and Mandan, and then even further down south on the Indian reservation. 안녕하세요. What's up, Koopa? No need for super formalities here. You can just say 안녕하세요 or 안녕, if you will. So yeah, action verbs get the 눈코. I gotcha. Man, I feel for you in the wintertime. One thing I absolutely do not miss about those North Dakota times of living was the winter times. Cold times. 말하는 것. Okay. Past tense is verb stem plus un 것. 말한 것. Future tense. 말할 것. How 같아요 works with verbs. Okay, now you know how to change them into noun form. ready to take the next step. After changing a verb into its noun form, add katayo after kote. The exact same as using katayo with nouns. What does kokatayo mean? In the 20s, ouch. If you ever want to be jealous, just look up the temperature in Maui. Temperature in Maui. And the thing that I always find the most impressive is the long-term daily, because it's always very consistent. 66, 65, 65, 64, 63, 64, 65, 64. Like, it's almost like this all year. In the wintertime, it's a little bit colder. So, right now we're, and those are the lows, the 60s, the highs, 80, 83, 83, 83, 82, 81, 81, 80. Wintertime, we're about in the 80s. We're at our almost wintertime, kind of normal part of year. In the summers, it's like high 80s, low 90s. Wintertime might get into 70s, I think, because it's about a 15-degree temperature difference between summer and winter, and the consistency is just like, sometimes it's a flat board. It would, instead of having all of this variation, it would be 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 81, 64, 64, 64, 64, 64, like for the entire week, same weather. Anyways, that's just a quick little tangent. Because I've lived in the cold. I know the cold. I know that even miserable, sweltering hot summers of the same area that get super cold. It's that humidity. Humidity is a killer in extreme temperatures. And the wind. Okay, even when katayo is combined with verbs, since ko makes the verb a noun, the basic meaning and usage is the same as noun plus katayo. Looks like, seems like, looks like, I think it is. I think it will. I think it was. 이상하다 becomes 이상하는 것 같아요. To snow. 눈이 오다. I think it is snowing. 눈이 올 것 같아요. Okay. Easy. Before ing. Another turning verb into a noun with a different ending. Before class. 수업 전에. Before Sunday. 일요일 전에. 1시 전에. So, to go home. 집에 갔다. Before going home. 집에 가기 전에. Before studying. 공부하기 전에. 돈을 내기 전에. What were you doing before you came here? 여기 오기 전에 뭐 했어요? 여기 오기 전에 뭐 했어요? I'm going to drink before I go home. 집에 가기 전에 술 마실 거예요. Whoa, I just went to take the top of this off and it was already off. I was like, nothing to unscrew. At least I didn't try to light it. Because usually I do put the top back on between drinks. Do I like scary movies? I kind of, not really. I don't go out of my way to watch them usually. That's like the straight horror kind of genre of movies. Psychological thrillers, those types of scary movies, I do quite enjoy. But chairs indeed. And cheers, Josh. Because, I know, again, with the Korean live streams, the Korean lessons, they're not as engaging as others can be. But again, the purpose of the Korean live stream, as I mentioned earlier, before some people may have been around, it's 100% to force me to vocalize my Korean lessons, because I can say the words in my head. I can say these words, and let me tell you what, the pronunciation in my head is a hell of a lot better than it is with my mouth, which is why I am forcing myself once again to vocalize the lessons. And one of the easiest ways to do that is to make my mic hot. Okay, knock before you come in. 들어오기 전에 knock 하세요. knock 하세요. Think well before you buy it. 사기 전에 잘 생각하세요. 사기 전에 잘 생각하세요. Catch him before he runs away. 도망가기 전에 잡으세요. Okay, that was before. Oh, then we get into our irregular consonants or irregular pachim moments. And my irregulars, I'm actually not the greatest on. I really do need to make some post-its of all of these. There's not too many. And I need to get these a lot more solid. So with the biop specifically, if the vowel before the biop is an O, change the biop to an O. However, if it's any other vowel, you change it to an U. 덥다 becomes 더워요. I help. Note that is not 더워요. You drop the biop, and because it's an O, it remains an O, and to the O you add a A to make it present tense. 더워요, 더웠어요, 더울 거예요. 더울. To be difficult. 어렵다. That drops its biop to become 어려워요. 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 어려웠어요. 어려울 거예요. 어려울 거예요. 어려울 거예요. 어려울 거예요. 춥다. 추워요. 좋았어요. 좋을 거예요. Some other irregulars to lie down. 눕다. 누워요. To bake. 굽다. 구워요. 덥다. To be hot. 더워요. 쉽다. To be easy. 쉬워요. To be spicy. 맵다. 매워요. To be cute. 귀여워요. 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 귀여워. 귀여워. To hate. To be dislikable. 밉다. 미워요. To be beautiful. 아름답다. 아름다워요. There's a song that this phrase is in. It's literally the only karaoke Korean song that I can sing. Should I sing it? Because I'm doing a YouTube live stream. Probably have to now. Okay. Sure, why not? I'm going to turn my mic volume a bit farther down though, because when singing karaoke I kind of like the music to almost maybe slightly drown out my vocals. Autumn letter. Okay, so the song basically repeats, and the song by Solar is the song I learned it from, so I'm going to sing, and she sings like a much shorter version. So we're going to finish up the karaoke session with a sing-along session. 'Cause I like this version too.
가을엔 편지를 하겠어요. 누구라도 그대가 되어 받아주세요. 낙엽이 쌓이는 날 외로운 여자가 아름다워요.
And that part itself just repeats in this song. So, there. I got my karaoke in, out of my blood for the night. Copyright claim incoming. Oh, no. That song itself was already uploaded on a separate channel aside from like the official channel. So, no. We good. Okay, so the P up irregular. Okay, I got that down, but still, nevertheless, 그래도. That one, simple. 그래도 goes where you'd say but, or like but still, or nevertheless. Simple. Lesson learned. Making adjectives descriptive verbs. Right. You add the neon for an action verb. You add the neon. Well, in that case, 그러면, that one I know for sure. Let's. Ooh, there's a few different ways to say let's. The cha, I know that one quite well and easily. And the shileo, that's the one that I can never quite remember. Or not even the shileo, but rather the leo. There we are, the leo. Leo. Or shileo if you want to be quite formal. but the u or leo, Jesus, that's the one I should use the most. So like, let's start. 시작 해요. In plain form. But that can be taken in a few different ways. But in polite casual, it would be 시작하래요. 시작하래요. Most frequently is the first one, because you're still using the yo form, so it's still on that polite level, but it's still the most casual of polites. Aren't you hungry? Let's eat hamburgers. 배 안 고파요? 우리 hamburger 먹어요. It's 2 o'clock now. Let's meet here at 3 o'clock. 지금 2시예요. 3시예요. 여기에서 만나요. 네. In order to, for the sake of 위해서. In this lesson, we will learn an expression that means in order to, for, or for the sake of. 위해서. 위하다 is rarely used in its dictionary form, and is changed to forms such as 위해 or 위해서. There will be times where you encounter 위하여 rather than 위해, but 위해 is commonly a combination of 하여. 위하여 is shortened to 위해 for ease of pronunciation, using 위해서 with nouns. 울을 위해, 건강을 위해서, for the sake of health. A sip and a toke. Wait, is there enough? No, there's not. I gotta reload this. It's okay. I have some in my little jar. Ooh, she's smelling good. This was a part of the jar that was given to me that was containing about 3, maybe 4 different types. So I'm not sure what it is. But it's good. It's good. Virtual. Oh, wait. Sorry, I forgot to turn my microphone back up. I'm going to do that right now. So I'm going to do it maybe a little bit slowly here so I don't blow anybody's ears this out. I think it's like my normal level is about right here or so. Some. Whew. Wait, did I give you the virtual hit? I know I mentioned it, but I'm not sure if I gave it or not. So we're going to do that proper now. Cheers at ya. Got one more for me. A sip of some water. For the company, for the good of the company. 위사를 위해서. Using 위해서 with verbs. 기 위해서. In order to go to Korea. 한국에 가기 위해서. In order to learn Japanese. 일본어를 배우기 위해서. I'm loving Hawaii. Denver has its big city perks, you know, but I absolutely 100% love exactly where I am, to the point where a lot of the things that are convenient about living in Denver aren't really they aren't really things that I miss compared to what I have here at my fingertips on Maui. Okay, if there were one thing that I did miss, it would be the availability of weed. The availability plus the quality level of it being, top notch. That's what I do miss about Denver. Sample sentences. Superman works for world peace. Superman은 세계 평화를 위해서 일해요. I studied hard to go to Korea. Oh, that's me. 저는 한국에 가기 위해서 열심히 공부했어요. 그런데 한국어 배울 수 없어요. 한국어 하기 조금 뭐해요? 아직 배우고 있어요. I saved up money for my parents. 부모님을 위해서 돈을 모았어요. 부모님을 위해서 돈을 모았어요. I am exercising every day for my health. 건강을 위해서 매일 운동하고 있어요. Nothing but, only, 밖에. Like I just said, 한국어 조금밖에 못해요. In lesson 2, level 15, learn how to use man only. So it's man means this is a way of saying nothing else but, or do not do anything other than this. Bak means outside. Bakke means outside of something, other than something, out of the range of something. Am I going to Korea? 네. 언젠가 한국에 너무 가고 싶어요. Someday, I very much do want to go to Korea. It'll happen eventually. And cheers, Nicholas. Mo Natcha. Fancy breakfast? No, it's not even 9:00 p.m. here in my part of the world. So no breakfast for me right now, although any time is a good time for breakfast. Pretty much any breakfast foods can be, and as an adult damn well have been, used by me as a supper or a late night snack or an afternoon snack or meal. Breakfast is just prime any time of the day. To drink cora로 마시다. To only drink cora밖에 안 마시다. 네. I have only one Korean friend. 한국인 친구 한 명밖에 없어요. As for Korean friends, I have only one. 한국인 친구는 한 명밖에 없어요. I can only speak a little bit of Korean. Oh, hey, this is where I learned this from. 한국어 조금밖에 못해요. 한국어, Korean, 조금, little bit, 밖에, outside of, only, 못 해요, cannot, 못해, cannot. 한국어 조금밖에 못해요. I came across this and I was like, hold on, I gotta write that shit down. I gotta commit it to memory right now. If I'm gonna ever be caught speaking Korean, I have to know how to say this sentence. Short, simple, to the point. 한국어 조금밖에 못해요. 아직 배우고 있어요. I'm still learning. Do I still play Overwatch? Yes. Not as much nowadays as especially I used to. But it's still my video game love, really. I play other games on random rare occasion, but it's pretty much 100%. Well, it's like not 100% obviously. If it's like 97% Overwatch. Anyone really been far as society? Hold on, your English isn't making a whole lot of sense. I gotta reread that. Has anyone really been far, even as decided to use go want to do look more like Korean? Probably. Maybe. You have only this? 이거밖에 없어요. 우리 고양이는 참치밖에 안 먹어요. My cat only eats tuna. 우리 고양이는 참치밖에 안 먹어요. Why do you only study? 왜 공부밖에 안 해요? How do you deal with depressed, negative people on Overwatch? I offer positivity in short, simple ways that you can. You say, I mean, it depends on situations, on how their toxicity may be impacting things. In short, you just say, hey man, hope things get better. And then you leave voice chat if necessary. Or you just straight out ignore them. You don't respond to anything that they say. Yeah, I mean, if their mission is to spread toxicity, then oh well, good for them. All you have to do is ignore it and literally not let it affect you, and their mission fails. So that's where, again, I do kind of offer little bits of positivity. I try to never go out of my way to provoke or instigate any further negativity, because that never helps anything. I mean, I try to. Sometimes I'm just that type of a person who likes trolling the troller. So again, there's levels to negativity. But usually the best way to always combat it is with positivity. So if you can anti-troll somebody with them being negative, only go out of your way to assist that person. Especially in Overwatch, like a common thing is for people just to go rogue, to ignore teamwork and just to do their own thing. So what you can do is try to support them. And that doesn't necessarily just mean shooting at people that they're shooting at. It means watching out for the enemy team and assisting them, and like with the call-outs, especially if they're in voice chat, be like, hey, watch the Pharah top right, watch the whatever coming in left, watch this, that. Just assist them, try to help them, try to baby them, try to hold their hand. because the lesson that can be learned in that situation by them is that, hey, this person didn't, jump down my ass just because I jumped down their ass for not, holding my hand, even though I never asked for my hand to be held. That's what I wanted. That's what I needed. They still held my hand, and we did better. We maybe won because of that. So maybe I should just stick to proper common sense call outs rather than bullshit yelling at people kind of whining comments. That's what I have to say about that. After ing, which is a lot similar to before ing, except this time with taome. Taum meaning after. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. Well then, see you later. I know that. That's plenty fine. Even if, even though. 요도. Even though. To. 또. 보다. Oh my god, a yawn coming in. Apologies. It was a quick yawn. It's over. I survived. 보다, 봐도, even if you see, even if you look. 울다, to cry. 울어도, even if you cry. 공부하다 becomes 공부해도. I'm busy these days, but still, I'm gonna do some exercise. 요즘에 바빠요. 그래도 운동을 하고 있어요. Even though I'm busy these days, I'm still doing some exercise. 요즘에 바빠도 운동을 하고 있어요. Even if I go home, there is no food. Sad. 집에 가도 밥이 없어요. 집에 가도 밥이 없어요. 돈 없어요. 저의 친구, friends, good night. 보자. Good night, friends. I don't know about 보자. Let's see. I'm assuming you're using Google Translate. Sometimes that translates things in weird ways. Token expanding my mind. I'm growing the mind, my man. Knowledge makes your brain grow. Knowledge makes the stuff inside of your brain happy. See you later. Okay. I should have got that. 나 좋아해. 네. Have yourself a good night, Koopa. Thanks for stopping in today. Even if I'm busy, I will go to Korea. 바빠도 한국에 갈 거예요. Have I watched Squid Game? I haven't, and I don't really have an interest in doing so. I, as briefly mentioned earlier, when people brought up like scary movies, a horror type theme, I kind of mentioned that I'm not into that. I don't find much entertainment in watching standard like horror type things. I don't know, Squid Game isn't like horror type stuff, but just the gore part of it. It's not really my thing. Just the play the game or die, or win the game rather, or die type thing. It's that concept that just turns me off to it. I'm aware of it. I've watched clips and such here and there. So, yeah. There is a Korean show. It's an older one, but there's a Korean show that I would definitely recommend. I'm not sure if it's available on Netflix or whatever because I don't have Netflix. But if you're able to watch a show called Young Pop, it's a drama, sort of. Well, yeah, it's a drama romance type of thing, like dramas tend to be, but it's not strictly focused on just a love story. It's focused on the story between a doctor and this patient who was like a major key figure of things in a political type of a spectrum. So there's a show called Young Paul that I would definitely recommend watching. Anyways, back to the lesson review here. Even if you don't got it, nailed it. Linking verbs with nunde and inde. Oh, whoops, I middle clicked. Nunde is used after action verbs, after ita, nopta, and after it, or after at rather, or ket. Unde is used after descriptive verbs, which have final consonant in the verb stem, except for the consonant lil. Nunde, or rather nde, is used after descriptive verbs and vowel or the consonant lil, in which case lil is dropped, and after ida and anita. Hada becomes hanunde, ita becomes idnunde, mokta becomes mognunde, chakta becomes chagunde, chopda becomes chopunde, yepuda becomes yepunde, molda becomes monde. Variety of usage. The way this ending can be used is very diverse, very, very diverse. Explaining the background or the situation before making a suggestion. So, like saying, it is Sunday tomorrow. What are you going to do? 내일, tomorrow. 일요일인데. It is Sunday. So, 할 거예요. What are you going to do? Usage 2. Explaining the situation first before explaining what happened. I was sleeping yesterday. Oh, then I got a call from Korea. 자고 있었는데 한국에서 전화가 왔어요. 어제 하고 있었는데 한국에서 전화가 왔어요. 전화가 왔어요. 전화가 왔어요. 전화, phone. Okay, showing a result or situation, which is contrasting to the previous action or situation, is still 9 o'clock, but I'm sleepy already. 아직 합시인데 벌써 졸려요. Second part, afternoon데 can be omitted when the meaning is easily implied. 좀비 많이 했는데. Showing surprise or exclamation. 멋있는데요. Asking a question. So, where are you now? 지금 어디에 있는데? Expecting an answer or a response. 지금 바쁜데? It is my friend's birthday tomorrow, but I have not been able to buy a present. 내일 친구 생일인데 선물을 아직 못 샀어요. I have to sign off 2 a.m. Hey, cheers. Thanks for stopping in today, Levi. It's been good having you. I've got a couple sips left in here. I'll cheers you out. Virtual clink. And a toke, of course. Okay, so once again, I bought this in Japan, and it is a present for you. 이거 일본에서 사는데 선물이에요. I saw it in the news today. Is it for real? 어느 뉴스에서 봤는데 그게 진짜요? 진짜예요? I like this. 이거 좋은데요. 와? 여기 있었는데. That movie was interesting, but it was scary. 영화 재미있었는데 무서웠어요. 영화 재미있었는데 무서웠어요. 영화 재미있었는데 무서웠어요. I saw a movie and it was scary. 영화 봤는데 무서웠어요. I'm a student now, but I'm working too. 저 지금 학생인데 일도 하고 있어요. 저 지금 학생인데 일도 하고 있어요. Maybe I might 울 수도 있어요. Yo, what's up, Deep Throne? Chairs at you, my dude. So, 울 수 있다 means can, to able to. 또 means also. So combining the two into 울 수도 있다 means it could, it is possible that, or it might. In order to understand why 울 수도 있다 has such meanings, we need to look at the expression 울 수 있다. Basically, 수 is a noun, means why, method, or idea. Therefore, 울 수 있다 means there is a way to do, there's an idea for doing, or there's a possibility for doing, or can. When the meaning of 또, which is also, or to, is added to 수 있어요, the sentence takes the meaning of there's also the possibility of. Although 울 수 있다 could mean to also be able to do something, it usually means it might, it could, or perhaps. 알다, to know. Might know. 알 수도 있다. 제 친구가 알 수도 있어요. To meet, 만나다. 만날 수도 있다. 내일 다시 만날 수도 있어요. We might meet again tomorrow. 내일 다시 만날 수도 있어요. To be small, 작다. 작을 수도 있다. 모자가 작을 수도 있어요. The hat could be small. 모자가 작을 수도 있어요. I might come here tomorrow. 저 내일 올 수도 있어요. I might not come here tomorrow. 저 내일 안 올. Oh, hold on. Back of my throat got super dry there all of a sudden. That's better. I might not come here tomorrow. 저 내일 안 올 수도 있어요. I might not be able to to come here tomorrow. 저 내일 못 올 수도 있어요. This might be fake. 이거 저 차일 수도 있어요. It might really be so. 정말 그럴 수도 있어요. Word builder, the lil plus the vowel. I don't think the vowel has a name. Maybe it does. I don't know. The r sound, though. So when a verb stands end, followed by so change to the lil and place at the end of the previous vowel. When more lil is needed before adding the verb ending. So kuruda, to choose, to pick, to select, becomes kurayo. Kurayo. Kuraso. Kuraso. Coraso. Not kuraso. Coraso. Coraso. To not know. Moruda becomes morayo. Moraso. Moraso. 바쁘다. 자르다. 기르다. What did you choose? 골았어요. 저로 몰아요. 비행기는 바라서 좋아요. Who cut the cake? 누가 케이크 잘랐어요? 누구 케이크 잘랐어요? I had a rabbit as a pet for 5 years. I raised a rabbit for 5 years. 토끼로 or Oreos toss it. Oh, we got the romanization. 토끼로 onion 당한 길었어요. Verb ending neo. This expresses surprise. Oh, here it is. 여기 있네요. I find this drama fun to watch. 이 드라마 재미있네요. Well, it's not that cold. 별로 안 춥네요. Oh, look. Nobody's here yet. 아무도 안 왔네요. Wow, it's already November. 벌써 요한? No. 11, 12. Use the Sino-Korean numbers instead of the native numbers for the months. 벌써 12월이네요. That's true, it is already November. The tiget irregular, how tiget works, is changed to the lil. Some verbs and some do not. Some follow, some do not. tus다, 들어서, 코 becomes 걸어요. 묻 becomes 물으면. Plus the 우면. 시 plus 울 거예요 becomes 시를 거예요. 겠다 plus 왔어요. Past tense becomes 깨달았어요. 깨달았어요. Example of verbs that do not follow this rule is 받다 to bury, or rather to receive. 묻다 to bury, 닫다 to close, and 믿다 to believe. For these verbs, you keep the tiget patchim. Oh, fun. Yo, howdy indeed. Cloud9, how you doing today? Watching a long time ago. Spent the last 20 to 30 minutes looking for you, and it found me doing my live things. Cheers, Cameron. A cheers and a proper cheers at ya. So you keep the ticket with 팔았어, with 들어요, with 다루면, and with 밀어요. 있어요. I ask, 물어요. I bury, 묻어요. 듣다, to listen. 듣고 있어요. I am listening. 들었어요. I heard. 들었어요. I heard. To walk. 걷다. 걷는 거 좋아해요. I like walking. I walked for an hour. 1시간 걸었어요. Sample sentences. Where did you hear that? 어디에서 들었어요? 어디에서 들었어요? I walked a lot, but I'm not tired. 많이 걸었는데 안 피곤해요. 피곤해요. 많이 걸었는데 안 피곤해요. Do you believe that story? 그 이야기를 믿어요? 그 이야기를 믿어요? Even if I ask, there is no answer. 물어도 대답이 없어요? 물어도 대답이 없어요. Politeness levels. Well, that one is easy. That one I don't really need to go over. But a quick overcap for people watching this right now. The main super confusing about Korean learnings, most especially on the very beginner level of things, is that there are different ways of saying words depending on the formality of which you're saying them. Like when you're talking with close friends, or if you're just kind of talking to yourself, you use the simplest, most casual form of language, panmal, that's called. When you're talking with like a general politeness, like if you see somebody for the first time on the street, or whatever you're saying, hello, you use the yo ending form. And if you're being super formal, you use the 입니다 form of things, which makes the words longer. But the base root form of the word is still the same. 말 편하게 하도 돼요? May I speak comfortably with you? 네. You can speak casually with me. Yes, you can speak casually with me. 네. 말 놓으셔도 돼요. 놓으셔도 돼요. 놓으셔도 돼요. That's a tongue twister. You can speak comfortably with me. You can speak panmal with me. 말 편하게 하셔도 돼요. I can talk in panmal with you, right? 말 편하게 하도 되죠? So, yeah. That I don't really need to review personally, but it is an interesting caveat in learning the Korean language, is also at the same time kind of learning the proper way to say the same verb ending with the different politeness levels attached to it. 2:30 a.m. in Strum. Cheers, silver. It's 9:30 here. It's getting kind of late. I probably should cut this off. So after this, it's let's in casual, which is cha, like kaja, let's go. I know that. Let's do the Shia irregular real quick, and after this, I'll probably end up signing off of the stream for the night. So, natta was to heal, to recover. Nasayo. It is better. Please feel better. Stir it well. 잘 쳐세요. To build, to compose. I built it. 치었어요. Stir. Well, I connected the two objects. 두 개를 있었어요. 이었어요. 두 개를 이었어요. Who built this house? 이 집을 누구 지었어요? I'm going to create a good name. 좋은 이름을 지을 거예요. 지을 거예요. Did you ever recover completely from the cold? 감각이 다 났어요. There are some verb stems in which the shiat is regular, means is not dropped, such as 웃다, 웃어요, to wash, 씻다, 씻을 거예요, and 벗다, to take clothes off. Must be getting hot in there. 신발을 벗어주세요. 신발을 벗어주세요. Please take your shoes off. Hey, cheers, Silver. And yes, that is the end of this lesson. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it a stream with that. But before, let's take one more hit, which is literally like the last hit in this bowl. There's maybe a couple baby hits out of this that I can squeeze still. So, cheers. It's been fun, everybody. Have a great night or a good day. And I'll see you again next time. 그럼 다음에 또 봐. 안녕히 계세요. 감사합니다. 감사합니다. For coming. Thank you for coming. 왔어요. 감사합니다. No. 오는 감사합니다. Not shut down. Don't click that button.